Welcome into the Bobby Carpenter Show. We got my man Anthony Schlegel riding shotgun with me. We're going to be joined by our guy AJ Hawk here in the second segment. So super juiced to be with him today and have him join us here in about 10 to 15 minutes. Thursday, it is day three. Yeah, day three of kind of this big week.
What day is
week in camp, Schlegs. And we'll talk to AJ a little bit about that and what that's like. But, you know, it's interesting how college football works and everything that's going on. And Ryan's battling right now to try to find a quarterback. And everybody thinks that this isn't a quarterback battle. I could tell you.
Tell me.
Well, I could tell you this, like listening to Ryan's comments earlier this week about guys grabbing control, and not just of like the throws and this and that, but also of the huddle, like operating the game, all of those things. Like that to me says that's more than just about finding a guy that can throw the ball. Like we need a quarterback, someone that's going to lead us, someone that's going to command the huddle, that'll get us through drives, that'll convert on third down, that's going to keep moving the chains. And whether that's with their arm, with their legs, whether that's off schedule, on schedule, getting them in the right play, whatever it is, when you break the huddle, they need to feel confident and poised about it. And this year is different than most because this year they've got Texas coming up. And so I would say Ryan's not going to probably announce the quarterback before the start of the game, maybe the week of, maybe the week, maybe not even until game day. But just having some conversations, you know, talking to some folks there, it's like, well, you know, when would you think he will know?
Right.
Like him, like as I watch the film, like will I be able to tell? Will he be able to tell when you're watching these guys interact with their players, how they're commanding, how they're leading, how they're driving, all of those things. And so that Schlegs is what they're trying to figure out, man. And I know that everybody thinks, you know, Pat, we can throw that poll up here from a couple of days ago about who the starting quarterback people think it's going to be. And like overwhelmingly when I looked at it, it was what I kind of suspected it would be. But I'm telling everybody right now, like there's no certainty with that at this point because they're still trying to navigate this path and find a guy. It's not who looks the best in routes on air. It's not who looks the best in 7-on-7. You know, it's not who can, you know, look good in individuals, who can command the team, can move the football and get guys to believe in you and make the routine throws. You got to make your layups and then make some of those extraordinary throws when you need to do that as well.
I'm doing great, and also not turn the ball over. I think that's one of the things too. When we got to get into talking about.
There you go. Look at that, Schlegs. 78%, almost 80%. Julian saying.
Yeah,
you know, I like that Pat threw Tavian St. Clair in there. Just
big body,
big body, good looking dude. Probably the best like guy prospect that you have when you watch him line up with his size and his arm. But I mean, he's inexperienced. But Lincoln, there's a lot of things he can do, and he's got another year of experience on it. And so, you know, Ryan's trying to figure this thing out. But go ahead. That's exactly how I thought that poll would turn out. I thought it'd be about 75-25, which is basically what it is.
And it's not about how pretty the ball you throw. It's about like, do you make the plays when it matters most, and are you able to decipher and throw away, you know, the ball to live to have another day, right? Like, yeah, you got to make some great throws. And I went to practice, so I saw some great throws yesterday at practice, but then there were some mistakes. And here's the difference. We're coming off a bona fide dude in Will Howard and his command, but also a big guy. And
a guy that had been a starter, Schlegs, at Kansas State for a number of years. Like he was won
a Big 12 championship.
Yeah, I was a starter.
And so the command is 100% there, but the dudes also know who they have the most confidence in. Here's the thing. I think situationally on a Saturday practice, when it gets really frothy, that's when they're going to know. But they all matter. Just so everybody knows, it doesn't matter just for that one particular day. He's got to see somebody that just over time is consistently improving. And you can't, like with the games that we have going first and what Ryan said about Texas, it's who do you have the most confidence in that is going to put you in the best position to win that game. And one of the key to that is not turning the ball over. You have a younger defense, though I think you have a lot of guys that have played, still younger, still some questions, but it's going to be a defensive battle, in my honest opinion, for the first week, because defenses are always ahead of offenses earlier in the season. You and I have talked a lot about that. So who can establish the running game? Feel really good about our offensive line. Though I don't think it's going to turn out how everybody projects what the offensive line is going to look like, just based on what I've been seeing at practices.
No,
time out. No, I want to say with the quarterback. But in these type of games, along with all the talent that we have, especially Max, some of the routes that he has, it was cool. Side nugget, also being able to watch in the Twitter machine or X machine, I don't know where the IG machine, Trevion just like carving up the Pats defense and like route running and like the things that he does that he was developed at Ohio State to be able to go do. It's great to see that. But you have so many different weapons. And watching CJ Donaldson, watching James Peoples and some of the cuts that they made, I was like, man. And then Max and some of his routes, and Jelani's making some good catches. And, and then you also have the 3 tight ends in there. And then you have all of our wide receivers, and just watching Jeremiah and Cardinal Tate line up on the same side. It's like, oh, man, like, what are you going to do? How are you going to cover those two, even with those three in a zone coverage, because they know so much ball and where the weaknesses of them are? Man, it's just, who is the guy that's going to get on the ball and not turn the ball over? And what do all offenses want, guys? This is all levels of football. They want 2 first downs. They want 2 first downs. That's what offenses think about. Can I get 2 first downs? That flips the field. It allows the defense to rest, but you can also carry that momentum. They want 2 first downs. And then it's also, when you have an early season game like this, it's a key matchup, the turnover battle is going to be vital. So the guy that's not going to make the mistakes, the guys that's going to make the plays, distribute the football, but also can have that voice. And the more I've been thinking about that voice, Bob, right now, number one thing for me is ball security, more so than even that voice, because they all kind of got it. They're all kind of different. And again, CJ was different, right? Dwayne Haskins was different. Will Howard, different, all successful. So you can do it in a multitude of ways. It's just, what is this team now? And when is Ryan going to say, all right, this is my guy, so we can move forward and get him as many reps as we possibly can prepared for that game?
I'm with you. Like you said, I think the voice is important, and then that consistency. And you can't.
That's the thing.
You can't turn the football over. You can put together a phenomenal drive, but if you turn the ball over in the red zone, like, that is one of the cardinal sins, because those are points that you're taking off the board. And that's one of the other things I think Ryan's looking at. It's like, hey, we put together 7 or 8 great plays, 5 or 6 great passes. Now you're sitting there at the 18-yard line and you throw an ill-advised pick. You get down in the 7, you throw an ill-advised pick. Like, that's the stuff that he's going to have to, try to figure out with Lincoln and Julian. And, if Julian, here's the thing: if you're going to be a pocket passer now, and you're going to have that as your quarterback, you've got to be CJ. Like, that's just the reality of it. Like, you can't be just an average quarterback. You've got to be elite. And because everybody else is playing with an athletic quarterback, and that changes the mash legs, as you know, for the defense. You're able to run the ball, change numbers, change gaps, because that changes the coverage. But if not, dude, you're going to have to be CJ back there. You're going to have to be a surgeon, and you're going to have to be able to cut people up when they're playing too high, because they can do that, and they can play a lot of exotic man coverages because you're not a threat to run, or at least not a large threat to run. And so that's one of the other things. We started talking about Lincoln and Julian. Like, Lincoln's a great athlete, man. I watched Lincoln pull it. Like, dude, he can outrun Sonny Styles to the corner, like, at times. Like, he's got some juice, man. I've told people that, like, I think he could start at Wisconsin at safety if he really wanted to, and he would train, and that's the type of athlete he is. Now, Julian throws a better ball. Consistency, driving down. Are you better in 7-on-7? Or are you better in team? Are you going to be better when you're getting hit or not? And that's the stuff that Ryan is trying to lean into and find. And there's no easy answer for it right now. And everybody thinks that he can just delineate and say, and I want to go this, Pat. Throw up that a little Texas nugget we have. And this is what the pressing issue is. All right. The one that we just have right there at the top. And this is the difference. Last year with Ohio State Schleiss, you looked at their non-conference schedule. There were no world beaters in there. They were able to it was like walking out into the ocean, a nice beach, wade on out there, feel good. This year, it's a lot different. And Ryan had this. It's completely different. It's a completely different ramp up from last season, especially when you have a team that hasn't played a lot together. And so we've had our attention from the jump on this. Everything you do has got to be ramped up even more with even more focus. It's a good thing. I think it's great. They have Texas in week 1, but there's a sense of urgency to find this guy, and then you've got to begin to insulate him and let him get ready to play.
Yep, 100%. And that's why it's difficult, man, when you're a defense, and even right now, sometimes you just got to get the offenses the looks that they need, understanding that some of those things that you're playing are kind of in your base, but because you got to test the quarterbacks versus what they're going to see good on good. It's kind of another thing I got out of yesterday was the fact that, defense is doing what they do, but it's also kind of what Texas does within our framework. But you got to test the good on good to see who can make those plays going into this game. That goes back to the urgency that's at stake because, and again, it's not like there's not both. It's just down in Texas, you know who your guy already is versus we have a competition battle. And in the group chat, somebody said, we'll play both. I'm going to tell you this right now. Troy was suspended our first game versus Miami. I think it was Miami, Ohio.
Yeah.
And I do not like the dual quarterback deal. I do not like splitting time. You have to have a rhythm. You have to have the reps. And I think potentially it changes the trajectory of your season because remember at the end of 04, we got hot. I think we ended up going 6-1, Bob. We went 3-3 to start, which was terrible. We lost to Northwestern. That's still one of the worst things. I mean, hell, Jeff Backus, when we were having dinner with you, Bob, mentioned that. And then is
first time in 34 years, Schlegs.
Yeah, I know. It was absolutely
it's been 21 since they've lost to him again. So they've got a nice streak going.
Yeah, you keep that going. And so the point being is this, is like you come off of 04, you win the Alamo Bowl significantly versus Oklahoma State. You got all this juice, and then he's kind of out. Like those reps are gone because you're still preparing for the season and what you have in week 2. All those reps matter, man. And the continuity of the team matters. So as soon as Ryan can pinpoint this is, and again, it's up to the guys to have the urgency, and goes back to even what you said. Like, it's not just did this guy throw an ill-advised pick. It's no, did he hit the guy and the guy dropped it? Like, no, that was a great ball. Like you have to mark that down, and it's where was that play? Did that guy just make a great play defensively? Is that one that I would have thrown 100%? Or did he not see it? Was he not able to decipher what the coverage was? That all goes into the film. That's all graded every single day. And it's just going to come down to when does Ryan feel that confidence? He absolutely wants it sooner rather than later for the continuity of the team, to also allow the defense to be able to go out there and do some of their things and get their looks versus Texas. But I will say this, man, it was great also to just see Matty P and James and all the boys and G and OG and just talk to them. But like, they're just so excited. The guys are so excited. Like, they are playing very, very fast right now, even in as early on in camp as we are. I just feel a lot of confidence out of the defense, which is great as you go through this quarterback battle, because there is a lot of positives right now going on at the Ohio State camp. They have urgency and they are playing chippy, and it's cool, man. It's cool to watch.
It is cool. All right,
especially now that you put the pads on. People, the real thing is happening.
Yeah. Speaking of putting the pads on, we'll talk about maybe one other former Ohio State player, an alumnus who thinks he might still have pads on in the NFL, even though he's 50 years old. He's a man. He's 50. AJ's in the nest. He's ready to go. But first, parents, athletes, protect what matters most with export mouthguards trusted by professional athletes. And we even trust them for our kids. Like
100%.
Signed by NHL team dentists. Export mouthguards are scientifically tested to absorb those high-impact hits, protecting both your teeth and your brain. Export mouthguards feature 3 layers of advanced protection. My wife goes, where's the string? Where's it hang to? No, it's custom.
I don't have to take it out, Bob. I don't have to take it out, Bob.
It's in my mouth. Right to your grill, so it fits snugly in there. For means more protection, better performance, max comfort, and clear communication, so you can focus on your game, not on your gear. Do not take chances with your safety. Visit exportguards.com/Bobby to save 15% on your order. If you missed your fitting at the Armory, Export, protect what matters most. We got AJ Hawk coming up next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lakespur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lakespur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Back into the Bobby Carpenter Show. We've got our guy. Before we get going with AJ, Pat advised me we need to tell them about our friends at Backer Schlegs. If you could just stop for a second, bckr.com, premium Buckeye gear for premium Buckeye fans. Wind, rain, cold, they've got you covered. It's elite. It's got all the features you're looking for. They got great hats too. Make sure you check them out. That's bckr.com. I've got the whole fleet of stuff, Schlegs. It's awesome. You're going to want to get it for this year for Ohio State. They have other teams too, but don't worry about them quite as much. And use promo code all caps BOBBY at checkout to get free expedited shipping. Again, that's backer, bckr.com. All right, Mr. Aaron James Hawk is here to join us now. Happy to have him joining, fired up and ready to go. There he is. Get him the big screen. Yeah, it's Yeah, H, how's everything been, dude? You touring the world with McAfee. We back in the nest now, and like we got some Little League football going. I mean, what are we doing this time of year?
Yeah, we're in the heart of getting ready for football season for all three of my boys. My daughter's playing some basketball, but yeah, football is right around the corner, and I love Schlegs playing the hot call all through the ad read. That's always good. That's what they always want. They want to make sure people can't hear what the product is, what you're trying to promote.
They're associated Backer with AJ Hawk. That's what it is.
I like it, Schlegs. I like it. You gotta stand out. I like it. I like the loud hot calls in the middle of it. But it was interesting you guys talking about. I heard you talking about the quarterback situation. You're right. I think it's good. It's good for everybody on the team, every coach on the staff, when we know going into week one, hey, this is who our guy is. Like, this is who we're going to ride. Even though we have multiple guys that could, take the helm, we have a bona fide starter. And I think the sooner you can do that, the better.
AJ, how do you balance? They're not crazy different quarterbacks, but Lincoln's a phenomenal athlete. Julian maybe a little more of a polished passer. Like the guy that looks great in 7-on-7 throws a really pretty ball versus the guy maybe in team who can extend plays and make some things happen with their legs. And if it breaks down, like on a 3rd and 7, you watch him go get 9.
Well, I think we can't tell anything. I think of these NFL practices right now when reporters are reporting the numbers. Oh, hey, this guy was 9 of 11 and 7 on, and he completed 3 deep balls in 1-on-1s. Like that, what we see, I guess, as fans, we don't really know. The coaches know. It's true. Hey, if this guy threw a pick, was it a perfect ball that bounced off the guy's hands? Or let's say he threw a beautiful touchdown pass that looks like it to us, but no, he just lobbed the thing up, but he knew his receiver was good enough to go up in between 3 dudes and catch the ball. Was that a great throw that I want him to do in a game? I don't know. So yeah, we don't really know what we're seeing, but it is tough because when you have every quarterback's going to be a little different in what they bring to the table, I guess. But what are you looking for? Who kind of, I think also who has command of the team? Who do the guys respond to the most as well? Because, you go around the locker room and you talk to players. If there's a QB battle going on, right or wrong, each guy's probably going to have a preference on who they want. Receivers have a preference. O-line will. Everyone kind of knows who they think should be in there. But the good news is, it is good that it's close. It's down to the wire. It's tough to pick because no matter what, whoever we plug in there, if something does happen, we have plenty of guys behind him that could step in and get the job done.
Yeah, let me tell you, I want to ask you this, AJ. First off, us three need to go to a practice together because Bob and I want to show you all the guys because you need to be around them. And I was just watching the defense, and you would absolutely love the way that they're playing. But let's talk. You're on the defensive side. You didn't really have this. Well, maybe you did. What's more important? I don't know. But it's more of quarterback because Aaron was kind of coming in. You were right there with Favre, right? So that whole thing. But in college, what do you think going into the first game as a quarterback when you have somebody that has all of these different weapons? Okay, so you have an offensive line, has game experience, but not a ton of starting experience. You have running backs that have a guy that has had a lot of experience and a younger guy, both different. But then you have a really bona fide like wide receiver, NFL type tight end, and just wide receivers, for days. What is kind of the most important thing that you would be looking for in your quarterback during this time? Somebody that does what?
I mean, I want to see a guy, and the whole game manager thing that people label quarterbacks. So it's not bad. Like every great quarterback is a game manager at times, depending on like the circumstance and the situation. I want to see a guy, obviously, doesn't turn the ball over. We know that's the biggest thing. When you have weapons everywhere, hey, let's just get the ball to these guys, get them to the ball with these guys in space and let them go to work. We know they're absolute freaks. Like they really are. So who takes care of the ball the best, who has command of that offense and also like understands the flow, the rhythm of a game. I think that's the biggest thing I'd be looking for. That's why I'm sure in practice they're putting them in all different kind of situations, backed up, 2-minute red zone, whatever it may be. I want a guy that goes out there and takes the job. And I think we know like quarterbacks have a quarterback. I still say all the time, it's the hardest position in all of sports. Like mentally, physically, it's just it's unbelievable how quick you have to like make decisions and diagnose and then pull the trigger and throw the ball, or, hey, don't throw the ball here. We don't want to turn it over, things like that. So I want my dude, whoever that quarterback is, I want to make sure everybody on that team is 100% behind him. And we've all played with great quarterbacks. When you have a quarterback that is awesome, and I've been very lucky my whole life to have great quarterbacks, like you feel like no matter what going into every game, yes, we are going to win this game. Like you could be down 21 and you're thinking it's all right. If we go get another stop on defense, get the ball back to the offense, they're going to get there and they're going to start making a run and we're going to win this thing. And I think that's what a great quarterback does, a great leader, when he has like that supreme confidence in himself. It trickles down not only to the players, but also the coaches. Like the coaches feel it too.
Absolutely. Supreme confidence, like the supreme leader, like Kim Jong-un. Like that dude feels like he can do anything, feed his uncle to dogs, do whatever you need. Like that's the confidence you're looking for when you walk out of there.
I want to ask you this.
Coach Tress said this, Schlegs, when you're up there as the head coach or the quarterback, your face has to be painted with confidence. I don't know.
Tress was always like the same. I want to ask you this, AJ, because you didn't say a lot, but you played with supreme confidence. Will was a very vocal guy. JT Barrett was a very vocal guy. Explain to the people how you carried yourself when you led, or even quarterbacks that you played with. Like, were they always vocal, or is it just more of like their actions and how they prepared and what they said in the huddle that was very subtle, not necessarily a raw guy? Like, kind of explain that dynamic, because sometimes people is like, oh, this guy has to like just own it. He has to have that presence. He has to have all those things. But no, the guy just goes out. He's like, hey, we're going to go make this happen. Whatever the call is, ready to break. And then everybody already has confidence in him because they've seen it day in and day out. Explain that subtle nuance, because these are younger guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question, because there's all different types of leaders. Like teams, it takes all, like everybody can't be the Ray Lewis type leader. Like, yeah, you definitely need a couple of those guys, but the whole team can't be that way. You have to, I think, like embrace how everyone else, how they lead. Some guys are by example. Some guys like to talk a little bit, but I think the quarterback position, I'm a bit biased when it comes to that, but I feel like all the like elite quarterbacks, maybe not all of them, nothing's just cut and dry, black and white, but most of them are like type A, crazy, like in a good way, driven. They are like
enigmas,
detail oriented, and they're not scared to speak up, whether that be to a coach or a player. Like if a guy runs a route and he breaks it off a half a yard short or something, like that quarterback has to let that dude know. You don't have to wait for the receiver coach or someone else to do it. Like great quarterbacks don't let anything slip. They don't like anything slide. Like if a guy is a line wrong and walk through, the quarterback is going to let him know, hey, this is where I need you. Like, this is where we're going to be successful. You have to do this in every single play. So I think for a young guy too, though, if you're in a competition for a job as a quarterback, that puts you, it's a tough spot as well, but you got to find a way to get comfortable and just assume that you're the guy. Like, even if you don't feel that confidence yet as a quarterback or anywhere, act like you do. Act like you're the man. And then eventually you will become. We know the great movie Boiler Room, act as if this is you and this is what your job is. Act like you're Tom Brady. Why not? And then go out there, and then you'll eventually become that, right, Bob?
One of us. I love it. That's you're bringing in a lot of great things here. You just kind of ingratiate and bring them in. One of the things I think James has done a great job, because that linebackers like the quarterback of the defense, them and the safeties. And what are we doing tomorrow or Saturday? We got to get you out there.
We do, man.
Like
I'll go.
James misses seeing you. I was talking some ball with him today about safeties coming down, communicating with linebackers, and this guy talking to this guy and having to pass stuff off and change stuff. 4 and first cross for AJ, don't undress the corner, Dino yelling at you, like all those great things there. I think you need to come watch like Little Fick in action out there on the field.
I would love to. I've been watching along online, following clips. I do need to get there, but you mentioned like on defense. I don't know about you guys, but when I was in high school, I know we definitely had a scheme and we were doing things and we were communicating a little bit, but when I got to college is when I learned how to communicate, not only like pre-snap, okay, here's the look, here's what we're looking for, like tell everybody where you are, but then where is my help? And then post-snap, like you're talking the second the ball is snapped, which way does that back go? If it's a pass, I got to let you know, hey, I'm with you, I'm not with you, I'm gone, whatever it might be, all that little stuff as you're talking to the safeties. Like you said, don't undress the corner, you're playing cover 2, don't be chasing a guy to the flat. I've made that mistake plenty of times. You get a little juiced up and you chase a guy, you think you're getting a pick or something, and then they just wrap a little hook in right behind you and you feel like an idiot, like you're a third grader and you don't understand the ball. I think that's the biggest thing I learned when I got to college was, okay, where is all my help? Like that's the biggest thing, especially coaching little kids. Like those coaches, like great coaches know how to explain things and break them down to where like you realize, oh, that's why we're doing this. Because if I know where my help is here's my leverage. This is where everything is. Like this gives us the best chance to make a play and the best chance to get off the field on defense. And man, it's when you like start to communicate on the field and you start talking, that's why I think I realized how lucky I was to play with you guys in college. Like think about how much we hung out on and off the field. We're always communicating. Like the second we get the call, we're sitting there talking about everything. Like, I don't know. I'm sure you guys are similar. I always would know whenever a call was made in college or the NFL, I knew what could really screw me. I knew what would really put me on an island, what would really make it tough for me. So I can lean over and say, hey, this back comes out. You better be hard inside. Please be inside help for me because this guy's got a 9-way go on me and I'm going to need some help here. So when you can start doing that with everybody on the field and you all like kind of 11 understand that, man, that's when you start playing some great ball.
Be hard inside with a 9-way go, Schlegs. That's the key.
Yes. Who doesn't like that?
I want to, because before we got a little nugget here that was thrown out. We got two things. We'll get with you, but I want to bring this up first. I heard Caleb Downs talking when he said you have a young team, age, and this is kind of the leadership element. Sim being one of the leaders, guys who haven't played a lot, they might be very talented. He goes, you want to make sure guys have reached that proper emotional level. He's like, you can't be like full throttle all the time. And you're opening with Texas, guys are first-time starters, and then he's like, but some guys, maybe you need to turn up a little bit, but kind of like tweaking in that emotional meter because it's different for everybody. Like our sophomore year, we're out there playing a lot, starting against Washington. It's the first game. It's a night game after national championship. Like how hard was that to kind of manage those emotions? Like your first time out there where you're the guy now. You're not C. Granite coming back in after a rolled ankle or something like that.
It's a big deal. Yeah, you're right. Like, especially when you're starting off like a big time game, we know the build up to this Texas game. Like coaches aren't going to have to give some crazy rah-rah speech. They don't have to get the guys juiced. Like that's a game yes, every player on that field is going to be very excited for that. So I think you got to figure out like, okay, when do I dial it back? When do I realize, all right, I need to like somehow dial in and focus and not just go out there crazy. That happened every once in a while. You go out there as a defense, and that's what's cool about defense too. Like you can go out there and lose your mind, and sometimes it works out. Sometimes it does work out for you, but a lot of times against those good teams, especially early in the year, you can just black out and just go and you're trying to hit everybody. You forget what your rules are. You forget where your help is. So I think it's like a fine way throughout warmups. You can figure it out. You come out to warmups, you might be doing your tackle drills, hitting everybody a little bit too hard. No one wants to go against Schlegs in the warmups, obviously, because he's going to give you a concussion before the game even starts. So you got to navigate through that. But once you kind of get there and you go back in the locker room and you come back out, you understand like, okay, I need to trust my training, trust my rules and everything I've been doing for months and months and months. And then it's just instincts take over and you just play.
It's amazing because I walked out Schlegs and James had all the linebackers lined up And he's like, all right, going right. He's like, punch him, get off. No brother-in-law. It's like, the guy, this is amazing. I'm like, Fick, what are we doing? I can't even watch this, dude. It was too much. I know,
but they're good. I mean, like they're doing it violent. I mean, like they're playing really fast.
Yeah, there's a reason why you do the same drills over and over. It's because they work. And James always said, if I can't run through 3 plays and show you how this drill is going to correlate, he's like, we're getting it out. We're done with it. Because it's not some made up scenario that's never going to happen. Pat, we can start pulling that up here because this came up. I don't even know what it was in reference to. We got this. They talked about, put up a picture, favorite Ohio State football picture of all time. Someone, they tweeted this out. Great. Pretty awesome. And then one of the replies in this one, AJ, was absolutely remarkable. Underneath it, poor Fick and Schlegels is in the picture, so he gets it. And this is the deal. Did Anthony Schlegel really earn a starting spot, or was it given to him by that idiot Fickle because they're the 2 biggest idiots in the building?
Who's this guy?
I don't know. This guy has insider information. This guy has some insider information. And I know I'm an idiot. You know what I mean? Just don't call me late for dinner.
Fuqua Sports wasn't watching it. I mean, Schlegels probably hurt 7, 8 dudes before the season even started, going downhill on people. So you think any of those players on the opposite team want to see old 5'1" there in the middle with this giant head patrolling the middle of the field? No, absolutely not.
It was funny. It was funny you guys brought up the tackling drill because I remember I just always would take Hubler.
Yeah,
try to snap his neck back.
Meat on meat.
That's what I like. I needed to be frothy.
Well, yeah, because James and Marcus would hide from you, and then Fick would make one of them go with you, which was amazing. And Marcus would always complain about it every time. It was so great.
Hey, so man, great. You gotta go. And you know what? You guys brought up a great point, just so everybody knows the stuff that we're talking about, because we all work with all of our kids. I actually had somebody that was talking about John Simon's out there. His kids aren't even in junior high. He's like helping some junior high football team, just like I am. It's like, guys, we do the fundamentals at Ohio State every single day because that's what works. That's how kids have fun. That's how you get kids coming back. AJ, I want to ask you this question. This is in depth because you played in the league for a long time.
Last one,
Schlegels. Oh, shoot. Okay, Matt Patricia, this defense, so many different guys. How are you feeling, going into this season with him being your coordinator, younger defense going into this Texas game versus like an Arch Manning in Texas, and what he can do for the guys?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, there's obviously a lot of unknown. Both teams, Texas, Ohio State. No one really, till you get out there in that first game, you don't exactly know what you have or know how you guys will respond. But I love Patricia being there because Patricia comes with a long line of Belichick, and when you talk to anybody that's played on any Belichick team, like they always say, they're never going to ask you to do something that you can't do or that you're not capable of doing. So I think Patricia is a great example of a dude that's going to find out, hey, this is what these guys do well. This is how I'm going to put them in position to make plays off of their skill set and what they do, how they work well together. So I think that's awesome. He's had time now, especially throughout camp every day, I'm sure, learning exactly where to put guys, how to make them, the best position to make plays. So I think it's going to be awesome. Honestly, a guy with that much football knowledge, you can never go wrong. And you have James in there as well. And the rest of the staff is awesome. Guys care, and they want to win. And that's what matters the most. And I love you talking about them playing fast because we know you're at Ohio State for a reason. These guys are unbelievable athletes. They're big, strong, fast. They can play. They have great instincts, great skills. Just do whatever it takes to free them up to where they can run and hit, and everything else will take care of itself.
Well, Hugh Freeze said in his league, you need guys with great length and great girth.
I did.
And I think that applies everywhere. H, thanks for the time today. Have fun with Pat. We'll catch up again next week.
All right. Thanks, guys. I'll see you.
Stay locked in here. We got more coming back with Top 25 on the Bobby Carpenter Show after this. Welcome back in the Bobby Carpenter Show. And they released Schlegels the coaches' top 25.
Yeah.
AP is not out yet. Coaches' top 25 is. Ohio State comes in at 2. Texas comes in at 1. I think Penn State is at 3, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. They got 14 first place votes.
They got Notre Dame at 5 and Georgia at 3 or 4. There you go. So there's your top 5. I hadn't even pulled it up yet.
Don't worry about it.
Pat's sliding up there. Notre Dame at 5, Clemson at 6, Oregon 7, Bama 8, LSU 9, Miami at 10. Of the top 10 teams, only 3 of them have returning starting quarterbacks. And of the top 5, only one of them does, with Penn State with Drew Aller, Clemson returning Cade Klubnik, and then LSU returning Nussmeier. So it's the situation where there's a lot of unproven talent in there. Also of note, Illinois sitting there at 12, Michigan at 14, Indiana at 19, and that is the Big Ten representation. USC not rated, which is kind of crazy. And we'll get into a lot of this tomorrow. Surprised that Ohio State, despite the fact that you don't know their quarterback, is sitting there at 2.
Am I surprised that? Say that one more time. I'm trying to hear you.
Surprised that Ohio State's at 2, given the fact that they're still in the midst of a quarterback battle.
I think what it shows, this is a coach's poll, I think that it shows that the trust and the development of Ryan Day and his team to be ready. And I think that there's probably a culmination of the dudes that got a lot of reps, especially on the offensive line, that are coming back. And again, you're going with a quarterback battle and 13 draft picks. That is a little bit somewhat surprising. I never thought maybe, Penn State, who made it to the semifinals with all the returners that they have, especially the quarterback position, would have been up there. But it kind of bodes the same thing for Texas. They lost a lot as well. And you got a new first-time starter, though he started a game or two when Quinn Ewers was injured. Still uncertainty. So they're there. And I think it just goes back into, who do they trust in the coaching position? Why not Penn State? James Franklin hasn't been able to win those big games. So, yeah, they're at 3. Georgia, they're still got a guy. But even when you mentioned top 10, Miami, they have a quarterback that just came from Georgia who has a lot of ball. So here's the thing, though. It really doesn't matter. All the people that vote on this, Texas got 28 first-place votes. Ohio State got 20. Penn State got 14. They're all kind of right there in the mix as you start this season. Clemson, honestly, they got 2, but they're kind of the ones, and I say that because they went on a run late. And they went, obviously won the ACC with 3 losses and got in. They're the ones that I think that have a lot of upside, and that's why they are at 6, because of the way they finished 2024. So really, honestly, it doesn't matter, but it is nice for this matchup week 1 that you have a 1 versus 2 on the road in the shoe at Ohio State.
All right, we got a lot of great questions coming up for Tailgate Talk. Thanks for firing away. We'll get to those here just after headlines, because we have our headlines coming up next with a certain Buckeye coach who loves to get in the mix. Give you the details next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lakespur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lakespur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
All right, now it's time for our headlines, brought to you by our friends over at Lakespur Marketing. Lakespur Marketing will use their combined 100-plus years of experience to help you choose the marketing strategies, tools, and products that are right for your business and your industry. They're going to shield you from the cold callers who always want to pitch you the latest and greatest gimmicks, all of that nonsense. Listen, they're going to let you do what you do best, which is run your business, leave the marketing to them. They're going to eliminate the waste so you can get the most out of your budget. Trust the experts. Trust Lakespur Marketing. The proof is in their partners. Visit lakespurmarketing.com today. All right, Schleichs. Mike Vrabel, head coach of New England Patriots. We used to joke with Fick all the time because Fick was always trying to get in the mix, and he'd always rough it up a little bit. Throw that picture up here of Mike Vrabel. I guess this all stemmed. You had running backs, linebackers doing blitz pickup. Things get heated. Things get a little dicey. I guess Travion Henderson, Buckeye, took the linebacker to the ground. Guy gets up, not happy about it, goes swinging on him. Vrabel says, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to get in the scrum because everybody runs on in there. Here's the problem. Bang! Bang! He gets hit maybe by a fist, maybe by a helmet. He had to come back out, blood on his cheek, ice pack on his face, Charlie Murphy.
That's what he does. I mean, his guys were like, that's what we love about our coach. And it's not like he's going out there taking reps like he was even, a couple of years ago, where he just, puts the pad on and like, he's like, dudes are strong, man. But like Braves is always going to, it's more for, hey, man, stay off the ground. We don't need to fight. We don't, whatever, because you need all the dudes. And that he also knows that that's how stuff happens. And he feels like, oh, I can go break it up because he still is imposing. Like Braves is a long arm, long levered dude. That's girth and length. He's the epitome of what Hugh Freeze was talking about. And players love to see that their coach is not just standing by his side like he's going to go get in the mix with them. And that's Rage all the time. I remember him and Fick and them would be in there working out. Dudes trying to strike him at practice. Him coming when we're in there, showing how he works on his hand violence. It's like, why not? How would you not love that guy? He's a football guy.
He is. And like same thing with Fick. Fick would always be trying to get in the mix. They just want to get a little contact strikes, want to get that adrenaline going. Blood.
Everybody needs a little physicality in their life.
Absolutely. I think let's get physical, Schlegs. You know what it's all about. You're just a Steel Town girl, trying to take care of business. That's it for our headlines because, man, you really can't top any more of that. We've got some great questions coming from Tailgate Talk about some former players that were here. Julian saying what he's like. Should we be worried about Ryan Day even staying as a Buckeye? We'll find out the answers to all those here coming up next on the Bobby Carpenter Show. Welcome back in the Bobby Carpenter Show. And now we've got our Tailgate Talk brought to you by our friends at Real Truck. Go check them out to bring your truck, Jeep, or Bronco to life. All right, we got a couple of questions here. First question I want to hit is it's a two-banger, Schlegs. It's one of your favorites. It is from M. Goboski. And it's two questions for the OSU LB crew. Whatever happened to Mike DeAndrea at OSU? And who was the best O lineman you ever played against in the Big Ten? Mike DeAndrea, he ended up getting redshirt. He came in with AJ and I. He had some knee issues. Schlegs ended up starting a middle linebacker. And they tried to play him a little bit as a fifth year. I think he ended up getting medical. Like his knee had kind of gave out on him as well. And Schlegs got in there, and Schlegs, you kind of outplayed him your junior year, for that starting job. And it's a kudos to you. And unfortunately, then his body just kind of failed him. So that's and now he runs his team up in Cleveland, doing a great job.
He's doing great. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's helping Trust with that. Like,
yeah,
he's awesome, man.
Yeah, I got to email Trust back actually about the governor and the fitness and everything they're going to be doing with that. So that's exciting. The second part to that was who was the best lineman that you played against in the Big Ten? I've got three, Schlegs, if you want to take it.
But I can't even remember people's names.
Okay.
I remember our own guys.
Yeah. Well, that's
okay.
All
I remember.
Three guys that I distinctly remember. One guy from our sophomore year, Robert Gallery, who I think was the number 2 overall pick at Iowa. He was huge.
Oh, yeah, he was really good.
He was a tackle. He would just kind of engulf you, like 6'8", looked like the Undertaker. So Robert Gallery was one.
I like that.
Raiola, not Dom, his brother. Dom played Nebraska. I can't think of his brother. Also starts with a D. He was the center at Wisconsin, Schlegs, our junior year. He was a grade A jerk, just like his dad, who I liked playing with his dad, hated playing against him.
I'm going to go look him up because
he's the offensive line coach at Nebraska now, I believe.
I'm going to have to go back and look
at Dominic. Hold on. Hold up. Dominic Pat is what you're saying? Then wait. hold on. Dom is the Rayola. There's two Rayolas. There's one that played in Nebraska, one that played in Wisconsin. I played with Dom in Detroit. His brother played at Wisconsin. His brother's now the O-line coach at Nebraska. With that, either way, he was
We
really
should have
good.
combos. I need to go talk to him. I remember Wisconsin.
Oh, he
I,
was
I
good. He was
yeah,
good.
he was really good. And I remember they were talking to we beat him.
Donovan. Thank you, Pat. Donovan is his brother's name, who played center. Now he's at Wisconsin. The third guy who was really good, who ended up being drafted by the Cardinals in our draft in the first round, Levi Brown at Penn State. He was tough. Just for me rushing on him, he was very athletic, tough to turn the corner on. Very, very gifted player. So good player. Those are kind of the three best guys that I got out of it. Schlegs. Couple other questions. Did you see any other ones in there?
Yeah, there was one talking about Ryan if he won a national championship, would he go to the league? I think Ryan's. You got to remember, like he has younger kids. Like he for all intents and purposes, he loves exactly what he's doing. And so I think last year just
And this is
solidified.
from Chris Kersey. You got to give him Chris. Pack and throw.
I know. I've already thrown Chris. I'm in the chat. I'm in the deal. I'm in the weeds over here because I used Chris's question for AJ. Like that's how I took it out of there. But here's the thing. I think that last year validated everything that he thought he had. It was the multi-tier like validation. It was I had the best situation of all time in a mentor of mine being our OC, and he still struggled with that. So the expectation of what the number one person to be my OC is, and I still kind of wrestle with the fact like I got to call plays, and my expectation of that OC is this, and this is my guy. Leads you into a better like understanding and relationship with the next guy that comes in. Okay, so I think that him and Hartline are in a really good spot. I think he has good expectations. He also has a kid that's a junior. He has daughters, right? So it's like he's still coming, and they love Central Ohio and everything that they do here, and he knows what he can have here. So what? I guarantee you, it's the furthest thing from his mind. There you go. Sorry.
Absolutely, Buckeyes coming up. We'll wrap it up. Schlegs' parting thoughts. All right, Schlegs, your parting thoughts.
Oh man, I hard day for parting thoughts. For me, I actually got to go to a funeral here and like now. Ain't nothing like kid pain, and family friend of ours that we grew up playing sports with lost one right to cancer. It's just absolutely terrible. So hey, you know what? There's a lot of people out there that are hurting. Just keep your head on a swivel, pray for them, uplift them. That's it. That's all I got, Bob.
There you
Not a
go,
lot of parting
Schlegs.
thoughts.
Have a decided heart. You choose to be happy, be grateful for everything that you got. And if you're having a hard day, just remember, hopefully you're having a better day than their family today. So be there for them, Schlegs. Be a good man. Be the great man that you are. We appreciate it. And we'll see you tomorrow here on the Bobby Carpenter Show.